Hello, everyone. I hope you can hear me. I hope you can see me. Do let me know. Just let me know in the chat, wherever you are. I'm in a few different places at the same time. Give me 1 second. I guess I'll just show, what I got. I wanted to offer this Muhammad emoji original art, signed, drawn by me. What we need on these platforms is basically Muhammad emoji, just as we need a Muhammad movie. Because if we want to get the war on, we want to end jihad, we got to do it on all levels. All levels. I remember there was a movie called Mrs. Minerva. It was a World War II movie, and allegedly, I'm not sure if this is actually a fact, but supposedly, Winston Churchill said that did more for the war movement than any tank, than any missiles, than any, bombs or ships, or basically it took it showed the enemy for what they were doing. It showed the enemy for what they were doing, and that's a big deal when it comes to war. You want to actually prepare the culture to not to just propagandize, but to understand that this is an actual threat that we're dealing with. This is not war for war's sake, as people pretend that it is, right? We don't do that. We wouldn't want to do that, at least a civilized country. But I want to see if I'm on other platforms live, because I know, okay, I guess it is working. Interesting. Because Facebook, they punish me for writing something true about the war, and then I challenged them, and they removed the punishment. That's rare. That's a rare thing, because I remember a time when they used to accept, hey Debbie, it should be an actual emoji. Glad to see you here. Yeah, this is a Muhammad emoji. It's something, again, take it from here, right, from an original drawing, and put it on X. Let's do it, because if we can do that, again, it shouldn't be impossible, right? It shouldn't be impossible, these things. It shouldn't be. By the way, I am offering this to anyone who would be interested in buying it. This is a one-of-a-kind, work. It's drawn in pencil and then ink. But the point is that it shouldn't be impossible for a Muhammad emoji to be on these apps in America. It shouldn't be. We are not under Sharia law. We are not bound by the enemy's rules. We're not. No, that's not, Debbie. The winning pick, you know what? Hold on 1 second, and I'll show you what my winning drawing is. 1 second. This is my winning drawing, my winning cartoon. And by the way, John Stossel just re-aired on his YouTube channel the free speech special that I was on, 2015, where they showed my cartoon. It was the first time that any major network showed my cartoon, which was awesome. Fox is the only one who ever showed it. So this is my winning Muhammad cartoon. This is a canvas that I had made of it. Basically, it's a very simple act of defiance. It's, you can't draw me, that's why I draw you. And this won the contest. I won $12,500 for this. Almost got killed for it. The two savages drove in from Arizona to kill us in Texas. They got their heads blown off. Sorry, they got their heads blown off right outside the facility. So yeah, I'll just put it back. But if anyone's interested in in my emoji Muhammad cartoon, let me know. Give an offer. I'll do a live auction right here for anyone who's interested. Yeah, ditto. John Stossel was because after the attack, after I won the contest, I was invited by Greta Van Susteren on her show, with the understanding that they would show my cartoon, and they ultimately didn't. I was live on air. I was in this remote location where I couldn't see her. It was just audio, and they didn't show it. So from there on, I said, okay, you want me on your shows, you're gonna show the cartoon, or I'm not gonna come on. This is from CNN to NBC to ABC to CBS to every show wanted me on. And when I mentioned that, they said, oh, no, we can't do that. I said, then I can't come on. And it wasn't a point about being an asshole about it. It's the point that the only reason they're having me on is because of my Woody Muhammad cartoon. That's it. Not for anything else. So I figured the least they could do is show it. And also show that it is not an obscene drawing. They were critical of us, Charlie Hebdo. They were our leftists, and they went after all religions. And, for leftists, that's very rare for them to go after Islam as well. But they did. So for that, I do admire them. But they were trying to, I remember they were very snooty about it. They said, oh, no, that's it. This is very different than our thing. It's like, no, it's like, give me a break. You have the right to mock anyone. You really, really do. And then you can be called out for it, sure. But to be murdered for it, to be threatened for it, entirely different story. That's, to me, and that should be impossible. But here we are. I mean, people have been murdered for Jalal Muhammad. That's why, it's just, so Charlie Hebdo, I did admire them for what they did. They paid a heavy price for free speech. They really did. And they were admirable about the way they went about it. Charb, one of the guys who was murdered, either of the dozen people, said, I'd rather stand than live on my knees. He said, I know that's, it sounds a little too, I guess, hoity-toity, but no, it doesn't, not to me. To me, it's a life or death issue. If we don't have free speech, we don't have America. We don't have freedom. We don't have the thing that makes us us. If we can't persuade, if we can't argue, if we can't tell the truth, if we can't push back against lies, what the hell? I mean, what are we? We're nothing at that point. We're finished as a culture. And anyone who ever asked me, well, how important is free speech? I said, look at the countries that don't have it, and then tell me how important it is or it isn't. These are hellholes across the world. A country that doesn't have free speech, it's a hellhole. I don't give a shit what anyone says, what anyone. So if anyone's interested, and I do have my emoji cartoon, and if anyone's interested, also I have this Muhammad as a rapper with his hoodie. I'ma kill me some infidels, yo. So if anyone's interested, let me know. Maybe make me an offer, and we'll go from there. I'm not too precious about my original art. I'm really not. To me, it's the point about doing it and also getting it scanned into my computer, so I can have them in books. That's the real thing, to promote my books and have them in stories, have my comic book pages. But the art itself is just, to me, it's just raw material. It's just getting there. And if people value it, they value it more than me. Sure, I'm willing to part with it. That's fine by me. So this is something that should be done, that should be allowed, should be, pushed by these platforms. The free speech issue, right? And from that, if we have a Muhammad emoji, then we could start having other things, right? Muhammad cartoon, right? Like a cartoon, like an animated movie, and then a live action movie, right? And what happens to the enemy? They start to get more and more diminished, and also a little more aggressive. But that's fine. I mean, then they give you a better excuse to take them out. But we need to have a very critical Muhammad movie. How they make all these movies about our heroes and diminish them and trash them, right? Okay, let's make one about Muhammad without trashing him. All you got to do about Muhammad to condemn him is to be honest about him. To actually have a movie based on his life according to Islamic history. That's all you got to do. And through being honest about it, you condemn him. Without even being like making a negative movie. Just by being honest about it, you condemn Muhammad. So if anyone's interested, let me know. I got this available. I got a lot more, but I just wanted to sell one at a time here because I think I sold my Greta Thunberg as Muhammad cartoon the other day, actually. It's fun. You can mock two people at once, right? A leftist and a Muslim. And again, people tell me that I just posted something actually. Let me read to you quick. I just posted something on X regarding the issue of free speech and how people have called me a provocateur, have called me a contrarian, right? That's bullshit. And here's why. I said, those who've called me a quote-unquote provocateur and a quote-unquote contrarian for Draw Muhammad, I said, where are all of the provocateurs and contrarians who draw Muhammad? Where are they? Right? There were a lot of provocateurs, a lot of contrarians. Where are they draw Muhammad? I said, you don't draw Muhammad quote-unquote for effect or to taunt Muslims when people have been murdered over it. Meaning, we're far past the point of when Muslims say, stop disrespecting us. It's like, wait a minute. People have been murdered for Draw Muhammad. We're way past the point about disrespect. That's long gone. You guys have crossed the line. Now it's just a point about you have to deal with it. You have to grow up and accept it and take it. Take it like everyone else does. We take all the mockery that's leveled at us. We all do. And we just live with it. Like it or not. We just say, okay. And we can mock back. I think the problem with them is that they can't really mock back. Not well. They're as bright as leftists. They're bad at memes. They're bad at returning verbal fire, critical fire. They're very bad at that. That's why they resort to threats and murder. The left and Muslims. So yeah, if you're interested, let me know, guys, girls, and it's just something. It's funny. It brings them down to an emoji, and if you notice, the mo is a little more dominant. So yeah, give me an offer. Let me know. I don't go for under 100 for the single drone, so offer 100 or more, of course. And again, if you're interested in this as well, I got another one here. I'm gonna be getting on the Comics 8 Kings live stream shortly. I'm assuming they're gonna have it tonight. They have it every Monday, so we'll see. But yeah, so check it out. Let me know. Let me know if you're interested. I'm going to share that, actually, the link. 1 second. I'm going to share the link to the post that I made about it. Give me 1 second. Thanks for your patience. Give me 1 second. Yeah, so just let me know if anyone's interested. This is a short notice live stream, impromptu. That's what I do more or less. I tried to schedule them. I had a little problem doing that. I really did. It's like sometimes it just doesn't go through. It doesn't work. It freezes. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with that. That's just the way it's been. So I said, okay, you know what? Let me just do some impromptu ones. At least I advertise it for a bit before I get on. So if anyone's out there, let me know. Give me an offer. If you value this more than I do the actual raw material, cool. It's yours. Just let me know, everyone. And again, I'm glad to see, because Facebook punished me. They punished me yesterday. Three different notifications I got. I wrote Free Palestine, quote, right, in quotes, and I attribute it to Hitler, right? Because that's what he would say. I mean, if he were alive today, of course he would be on the side of the savages. Of course he would. There's no doubt about it. And they thought that was hateful. It's true. It's true. It's like there was no hate speech. There was only speech. There's no love speech. Whether you love it, hate it, or are indifferent to it, it's just speech. Ultimately, it's just speech. Now, some speech means more than others, meaning true speech, meaning things that are honest, that are good, that are great, absolutely has more value. And then you have people who lie, who write books full of lies. That's speech. And then it's up to us to differentiate between truth and lies and good and evil and all that and their ideas. But there is no you know, leftists have tried to circumvent the idea of free speech, right? Of allowing us to tell the truth, of allowing us to counter them, of allowing us to challenge their lies by calling it hate speech. And they've got a foothold into it because companies are doing it. Companies are, punishing people, knocking them off their platforms. I lost about 20,000 followers across platforms on social media. I can't afford to do that as an artist, especially as an artist who draws Muhammad. I can't afford to lose platforms. I really can't. I have, and I make the most of it, but still, what I do is considered quote unquote controversial. It's worthy of death, according to Muslims, and according to some people who are, sympathetic with Muslims, where they believe that they're right to do what they do. And then you got idiots like the libertarians, right, who they say that free speech is how they put it. Okay, death threats are free speech. That's what some libertarians have told me over the years. I just asked them, I said, I can almost guarantee you've never got death threats, or you never got thousands of death threats the way I do. I can almost guarantee that. For you to say that, it's just so stupid. That's not free speech. Once you threaten to murder someone, you go out of the bounds of free speech into incitement to violence, into threats that you may act on. And it's not our judgment to say, well, they won't do that. We don't know. Once someone threatens you, you got to take it seriously. You have to. Now, I'm an old hand at this, right? I've gotten thousands of death threats, thousands, literally. Enough to fill books. I have 2 books full of death threats. Peaceful Death Threats, Volume 1 and 2. And I know, I don't overplay it. I know that most of the death threats I get, they won't act on them. I know that. But I also know that if any group is going to act on them, more so than any other groups, it's Muslims. So, I survived the jihadist attack, and I've had thousands of death threats. So if anyone's interested, let me know. Even, when I'm off the air, if anyone misses this and, sees the stream, give me an offer in a message on X. And again, this is important for us because, you got people who say they believe in free speech, right? And then they tell me, I believe in free speech, but not this. No, that's not free speech. Draw Muhammad is not free speech. Why? Because of the actions of savages? No, that's their actions. I'm just a cartoonist. To me, this is simply, it's a simple drawing, nothing more. Their actions, the extremity of their actions doesn't change this. Doesn't change my freedom to draw this or not. You know what I mean? It doesn't. This is my thing, that's their thing. They want to threaten, they want to, murder, they want to, and for me, it only galvanized me to go further. It's like after Charlie Hebdo, after they got massacred, I drew Muhammad even more. And then, of course, I entered the Muhammad Cartoon Contest a few months after, because Charlie Hebdo was on January 7th, 2015. And then they had, in March, they had Defend the Prophet Conference at the Curtis Caldwell Center in Garland, Texas. And Pamela Geller and Robert Spencer took exception to that because we're dealing with people who were slaughtered over Muhammad cartoons. And their idea, the Muslims, was not to defend free speech or civilization where they live, right in America, was to defend their long-dead prophet who murdered people. So they said, okay, we're going to have an event at that same exact place. We're going to announce a Muhammad Cartoon Contest, and we're going to announce the winner at that location, at the same place, and which they did, May of 2015. And I was asked to fly there, and I said, I'd like to know if I won. They said, well, I can't tell you, but be there. So I assumed I had a good chance, right? I go there, they announced me as winner, was very proud of it. And I remember I said in my speech, my acceptance speech, I said, why do we have this kind of security in here? I said, because Islam does not mean peace. That's why. Bone Heap asks, what did your parents think about you leaving Islam? Not crazy about it, but they were moderates, right? So, they had a moderate response, right? Even though other family members, I am me. I am proud. I gotta say, this is, to me, this is the issue of all time. It's not the issue of our time. It's not the issue of, it's the issue of all time. Free speech. Because again, that's how our government has enshrined our right, our natural right to say what we want, to say what is true, even to lie. These rats who lie, people that say they shouldn't be able to get away with it. Yeah, they could lie and we could counter them and say you're lying right back at them and prove it. So they have the right to say what they want, and we have the right to counter them at every turn. So yeah, Mohit, what did your parents think about you leaving Islam? Again, they were pretty passive Muslims. They were moderate. They didn't like it, but my extended family, they acted a little more extremely. To the point where I remember I was talking to one of my younger cousins about leaving it and encouraging him, and they recorded our conversations and let them, family members, all hear our conversations. And I wasn't that offended in this sense, because I was like, okay, good, maybe they'll learn something. You know what I mean? Maybe if they're showing this to the children, maybe the children are going to learn that Islam is evil, that it is. So I didn't mind that, because it gave me an opportunity to maybe speak to people who wouldn't have heard our conversation otherwise, and maybe slowly leave Islam. It's possible, right? Yeah. So yeah, if anyone's interested, let me know. This is an original piece of art. Muhammad emoji. I think we should have this on X. If any platform's going to have it, I think X should. Hey, Elon, come on. You say about how important free speech is, and again, you can't stop at Muhammad cartoons. Like, okay, I believe in free speech, but no, we don't need any butt heads. I believe in free speech, period. And that includes Muhammad cartoons. Because if it doesn't include Muhammad cartoons, then you don't believe in free speech. You don't support free speech. You just don't. It's just not true. It's not, I believe in free speech, but if you draw Muhammad, they might try to kill you, so therefore you shouldn't draw Muhammad. No. Because they try to kill you is why you should draw it. And by that, I mean this. Because they try. People tell me, aren't you afraid that they'll kill you? I said, well, the reason why I started drawing Muhammad is because they try to kill the Danish cartoonists who were drawing Muhammad. I was raised Muslim, and I didn't know about the prohibition about, not drawing Muhammad. And as I often mention, there's not a real ironclad prohibition in Islam about drawing Muhammad. There isn't. They say they're not idolaters while idolizing Muhammad. Yes or no? They idolize him. They absolutely do. He's the perfect model. You can't be the perfect model without idolizing him. So I think that's bullshit. Absolute bullshit. So again, if you're interested, let me know. Give me an offer. I'd like to move this today. This is the cartoon, and I do these every so often, a little sporadically, not every day. Once, twice a week. I just offer, because I've drawn so many. I've drawn them over 600 times for the last 19 years. And again, a part of me is like, I feel like people say like a one-man army. I feel like a one-man cartoonist doing something that my peers just won't do. Me says, imagine being so offended by a cartoon that you murder people. Yep. What a weak ideology fostered by weak, pathetic people. 100%. 100% true. And that's why it has to be mocked incessantly. It has to be mocked. These are savages. And not only are Muslims going to murder you, but the average everyday Muslims will celebrate it. They will celebrate it. They will threaten you, and they will celebrate those who actually act on it. So again, the prohibition on Drawing Muhammad isn't ironclad. I think it came after 9/11. It was 2005, 4 years after 9/11. Danish cartoonists, and it was a test run. They wanted to see the limits of free speech, right? And they said, okay, let's draw Muhammad and see what happens. Well, over 100 Muslims killed themselves, trampling over each other like savages. They tried to murder the Danish cartoonists, and that's when I said, wait a minute. They're trying to murder these guys for drawing Muhammad, so what do? I draw Muhammad. And that's the first time I drew Muhammad 19 years ago. I didn't know about the prohibition again, but it's a very iffy prohibition because Shiite Muslims have been drawing Muhammad for centuries. There are paintings across the centuries of Muhammad that the Shiites painted. And people say, well, they're not real Muslims. Yeah. The Shiite think that the Sunnis aren't real Muslims. The Sunnis think that the Shiite aren't real Muslims. And further than that, on the issue of communists versus quote unquote Nazis, National Socialists. Oh no, they hate each other because they were at war. They were buddies, they were friends, they were allies. And then they betrayed each other. And in the end, they're brothers. The National Socialists, right? And the communists, they're brothers. Like the Sunnis and Shiites are brothers. But it's a kind of internecine war where it's really brutal at that point because they hate each other more than anyone because they believe that they're the true believers. And you're just, you're my brother, but you have to follow our version of Islam. No, you have to follow ours and so on. So I made this cartoon. It's on my store, boschwalson.com. It's called Commie Nazis, about the fact that it's all bullshit. These are all collectivists. They're all socialists. They're all anti-freedom, all anti-capitalist. They're all irrational. They're all lethal. All these ideologies. And it connects them from fascism to communism to socialism to National Socialism, Nazism. They're all the same shit. I call it same shitism on the poster. It's called Commie Nazis. And it's half Stalin and half Hitler. Let me show you. I'll put it up on my phone. You might be able to see it or not. You tell me. Give me 1 second. I made a print of it by a request. 1 second. Okay. Give me 1 second. Thanks for your patience. It's not coming up. Okay. Okay. This is the my print. Commie Nazis. Basically it says National Socialism, Nazism, communism, fascism, same shitism, all leftist, totalitarian, collectivist ideologies who hate capitalism, hate freedom. National Socialists, Nazis versus communists is akin to Sunnis and Shiites. And basically, it's which gang has the real or has the true believers. That's the idea. And they're willing to murder over it. So just the fact that Nazis and communists fought and killed each other, that means nothing. That means that they're brothers. There's no war like wars between brothers. That's why when the Sunnis and Shiites kill each other, for 10 years, it was actually, I think they were Shiites as well. The Iraqis, I think they were. Iraqis and the Iranians for 10 years, they killed each other. Over 1 million people died. The Saudis hate the Iranians. The Iranians hate the Saudis. The Saudis were even willing to work with Israel. Not Iran, but Israel. Willing to accept them, at least publicly, at least by word, if not by deed, by word. So that tells you how much they hate the other side. So this idea that communists and Nazis they're not alike because they kill each other, bullshit. Our Civil War, right? American versus American. That's it. So I'm gonna leave in a few minutes, but if anyone wants to make an offer, let me know. It's a one-of-a-kind piece, an original piece of art, drawn in pencil and then India ink. Emoji, emphasis on Mo for Muhammad. He has his crescent, which is a prayer scar, his crescent prayer scar. Muslims, they try to flex the fact that they're harder Muslims if they have a prayer scar, which is the bump that they get by praying with more force on the carpet. They put their head in the carpet and they really put it in, right? And years go by and they start getting this very nasty little bump. I call it prayer scar. I think they call it prayer bump or whatever. But that's what it is. It's a scar, and it's to show people, I pray harder than you. It's such a physical religion, isn't it? It's such a physical religion. Not spiritual at all. It's the least spiritual. It really is. It's all about domination, dominion on earth, and paradise. So all right, guys. No takers. That's fine. It does happen. But if you watch this later, give me an offer. I don't go under 100 again with my individual cartoons with my comic book pages. Hey, right, Mahamoji. That's right. I forgot about that. Mahamoji. Good evening, Wallypuss. She says, good evening. I just want to say, feel free to call it Mahamoji if you want. Good night, sweet. Yes, good night to you as well. So check it out. Mahamoji. Check it out, everyone. If you're interested, let me know. If not, until next time. I'm going to go live on Comics Get Kings. It should be soon. Let's see. Give me 1 second. Maybe. I guess soon. Okay. Okay. It's probably going to be a little later. Okay. In about an hour. So I'll still be on here. But if you want to ask me questions, we'll make this, a live stream, a general live stream. Ask me questions about my books, about my work. I have 6 books. I have 4 comics. I'm working on the last graphic novel I had. Someone said, okay, what'd you do before Pigman? I did Table for One. I had another graphic novel adaptation, which was to be 500 pages. I drew 180 of them. Project died. I'm doing another one right now, which is 350 pages. So between Pigman, Table for One, the 6 books, thousands of political cartoons. You always want to do more, though. No matter how much you do, you always want to do more. But you also want to do as good a job as you possibly can. I'm very proud of my work. I love looking at it. I love learning from it. I could have done that a little better. So when I get an opportunity to maybe do like a new edition of one of my books, I add some stuff, I clean some stuff up. So okay, but I don't let go of anything that I do until I'm sure that it's as good as can be. I'm like, okay, this is good. I gave it all I had, cleaned it up, edited everything, and then I'm like, okay, awesome. Then I sleep on it for a day or two, look at it over and over again, and say, okay, that's it. I let it go happily, proudly. I don't understand when people say, oh, I can't look at my stuff. Their early stuff, I don't. Table for One is my first book. I'm proud of it. It's behind me. That's the signature image that ended up being in the book. I walked through the crowded room, not a soul in sight. It ended up being the signature image, and it's a strong piece, and it also tells me, I was trying to tap into this idea where the more people are together, the less individualistic, the less true, the less sincere, the less real people are. The more people, the more fake, the more willing to say things they don't mean, to put down people, to praise people, to put smoke up their ass, to lie, and also just to not be themselves. And that's why, when I walked through the crowded room, not a soul in sight. That's what I was trying to convey, and I believe it's true. So yeah, guys, let me know if you're interested. This is the one that I'm trying to move today. This should be on X as an option to put a angry Muhammad emoji in response to Muslims who threaten me. I love to put this in response. I think it'll be a perfect response, right? Muslims who threaten to murder me on this platform still. I'll just put this in response. I think it's appropriate. On Facebook or any other platform. Or any platform. It doesn't matter. Give me 1 second. I just want to see if this is again, because Facebook punished me all day. They said I couldn't go live. But according to this, it doesn't look like it. I guess they They did. Okay. So I am live. Okay. Good, because I did challenge it. I've started to challenge. I've started to challenge their bullshit, because years ago when I got literally thousands of threats after I was not announced as the judge for another Muhammad cartoon contest after I won, I got more threats than any time ever, right? Thousands upon thousands on my posts, in the comment section, hidden messages on Facebook. I remember I found this massive level of death threats in this hidden section. I don't know what it was. It was like you got the messages, and then you have messages which I guess from non-friends, and they get piled on, and it was ridiculous. But the point is, I tried to report them, and when I did, I was told, no, this does not violate our community standards. Death threats did not violate the community standards, the Sharia law standards of Facebook. That's what they were telling me. They were telling me, oh no, Muslims threaten you? We're fine with that. As Muslims, sure. So then I stopped. I stopped reporting. I said, okay, to hell with them. Other people try to report on my behalf, same shit. I even have the actual messages in some of my books. I think I have it in Islam Bitches. I believe I have it in Islam Bitches. My book, Islam Bitches, about the Islamophiles and Islam across history. The opening is about these screenshots. The introduction is about the screenshots that I have of Facebook telling me that death threats did not violate their community standards. So, but recently I have been challenging them, and I'm like, to hell with you guys. I'm going to challenge you, and I guess they put my post back and didn't punish me, and I can go live now, which is great. I'd rather use their platform than not, but I've been using mainly X these days. Mainly X. That's the one that I have a better shot at doing what I do without thinking twice. People tell me sometimes to be a little smarter, try to navigate. I don't do that. I post what I want. They can do what they want. They want to ban me. They want to delete. I've been banned a number of times off these platforms already. My accounts have been deleted overnight, right? And Facebook, after I won the Muhammad Cartoon Contest, my at that point 6-year account was bombed out of existence, and Pamela Geller made some noise about it, and then they said, "Oh no, it was just a mistake." No, that's a lie. First of all, what happened was that Muslims were infuriated that I wasn't killed at the Muhammad Cartoon Contest event. That's a fact. And they bitched and moaned to Facebook until Facebook acted on it. So they wanted to kill me virtually, right? They wanted to kill my account. If they can't murder my body, if they can't kill me explicitly, they wanted to wipe out my account. They wanted some blood in some way, even if it's virtual. And they did that. And within a short period, Pamela Geller made some noise about it. And fortunately, I got the account back, because I have 13,000 followers on Facebook, 26,000 on X, and I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel. So Instagram, it's like a dead. I don't know. It's stuck at 1,800 no matter what I do, no matter how many posts, no matter whatever. It's just stuck there. So again, if anyone wants to take this, let me know. Send me a message on X if you want. And emoji. If not, no more interactions. I think I'm going to go. I got to get the hang of this better also. I try to schedule these things, and for some reason, it never works out. It just doesn't go live. I have to delete the things when I schedule them and go live impromptu. I don't know. Whatever reason, I don't know why, but I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you. If anyone's here, post a message. There are people on YouTube. There are people on X. I wonder if anyone's on Facebook. If you are, just let me know that you're here. I see that it's live, but I don't know. They might still be trying to limit my account on there. So, okay. I guess that's that. So again, if you're interested in this, let me know. Send me a message on any of these platforms and give me an offer, and we'll see. Take care, everyone. Be well. Until next time. Thanks. Thanks, I. I think it's I. Appreciate it. Again, it's free speech is the issue of all time. Not of some time, not of our time. It's an issue of all time. You don't have the right to express yourself. You don't have the right to challenge, to persuade others, to tell the truth, to challenge. Wow, thanks from Israel. I posted a cartoon I did on October 7th last year, today, to commemorate the year of the atrocity. And it was a cartoon. Let me find it. Let me show you guys, because I tried to encapsulate what that day was, because all the vicious lies we heard after the fact, this was trying to bomb that out of existence, basically, from my perspective. I drew a young, very, very young boy, an Israeli, surrounded by savages who see him as the enemy. A young, innocent boy. And they mass raped, mass murdered, targeted children. And the lying rats said that, no, they only targeted military installations. Complete lie. They targeted anyone and everyone. They actually stayed clear from the military installations. They went to homes, door by door to homes, with children, with grandparents watching their grandchildren at the festival, right? The music festival. They killed a few hundred there. They flew in with their parachutes and with their GoPros. Think about that also. They recorded these things. And then they took the phones of the victims and they sent messages to their parents, to their loved ones. You know, these are scum and they got to be wiped out off the face of the earth. Have to be. Thanks, I saw the cartoon, powerful, shows brutality. Yeah, that was the purpose of drawing it, because again, before the propaganda took off, I just wanted to get that snapshot that was in my mind, because that's what I pictured. I pictured savages coming across an innocent young boy, 3 years old, 4 years old, right? And believing in their mind, that's the enemy, we got to kill him. That's evil. It's irrational. It's, yeah. Yes, they did. They went to civilian areas. These guys are rats. They're not warriors. I can't stand when even our side calls them warriors. Not warriors. No. They're savages. They're petty little rats. And they run like rats when they're caught. And they attack, kill, and then cry, ceasefire. That's not the attitude of noblemen, of warriors. Warriors that's too far a noble term to give these rats. These are rats. That's what they are. So yeah. They do. They do. Thank you. They do ignore it, and I appreciate you. Thanks, man. All right, guys. So if anyone wants to offer, let me know, or I'm going to go. And catch me on Comicsgate Kings tonight. I'll be on there a little under an hour. I think at 8 p.m. Eastern. It's me and a number of comic book professionals, and go there and just talk about the day and what's going on and comment on things, and it's fun. I'm proud to be part of it. It's a group that basically was made up of people who have been flat out disenfranchised. Left talks about that a lot, disenfranchisement. We were disenfranchised. I never got to the point of being fired by Marvel DC. I got to the door halfway. I did get interest from them, but ultimately no, because after that I decided to take on jihad with my comic book Pigman, and that was it. No more shot for me, right? Okay, understood. I appreciate it. Thanks for being here. It's very late. Yep. Thank you. All right, guys. So one last call for this. If anyone's interested, let me know. This is a unique drawing. Emoji. This is what X should have. I would love to give them a Muhammad emoji when they threaten me for drawing Muhammad. It'll be perfect, you know? And again, it's step by step, right? Culturally speaking, we have to fight them on all fronts, not just, we can't leave it all to our military. The intellectuals got to do their part, right? Society, I mean, academia, the media have to do a part, telling the truth about the enemy, not propaganda. You don't have to tell propaganda about this enemy. All you need to do is tell the truth to condemn them. That's all you need. No lies, no propaganda. Tell the truth, and they are condemned. So we need that step by step, from Muhammad emojis to a Muhammad animated movie to a Muhammad movie, a Hollywood picture. Think about when we get to that point where we have a Muhammad movie. That's when we're telling the enemy, it's over. Your jihad's over. We're not afraid of you anymore. Because right now, the fact that it's impossible is unacceptable to me. We're in the middle of a war, a global war. They murder hundreds of human beings every single week across the world, every single week. Check out the religionandpeace.com. They tally up all of the casualties, how many have been hurt, how many have been murdered, in how many countries, and so on. 300,000 human beings have been slaughtered in the name of Islam since 9/11. Since 9/11. And where, people will look back, oh, that was a long time ago, 9/11. Really? 300,000 human beings have been murdered since. So, thanks for being here, guys. Appreciate it. And again, let me know. Give me a message. Give me an offer. Take care. Be well.